Hey, everybody. Almost timed that, right? I should have pulled the Blizzard screen off, but anyway, welcome. And for everybody out there just checking in, this is Team Blizzard out of New York City. And Bradley was on my show a couple weeks back, and he said he was going to do a giveaway. And he said, we were talking, he's like, can I do the giveaway on your show? And I'm like, yes, but better yet, why don't I just make you guys your own show? So technically, this isn't a popular known paintball podcast show. This is a Team Blizzard show. I don't even need to be here. So, hey, everybody.
Hey, Steve, thanks for having us.
Now, do you see how hard it is? I stopped talking. Everything just went
radio silence.
See? So you got to learn. So we got people saying hello. We got Charles Holton saying hello all.
Oh, what's going on?
We got Matt Hoops. You know, have a Team Llama on, brother. Maybe Matt, maybe sometime soon. And we got what up, Steve, from Team Blizz. And then we got Gabe. Say, how's it going, guys? So, yeah, we got a bunch of people. So I'm going to leave this with you, Brad. I'm going to let you take it away and just say hi to everybody. Hey, this is your show. This is not my show. I'm just here for moral support and play with the buttons.
All right, ready? In 3, 2, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the Team Blizzard podcast, hosted by the Popular Unknown podcast. Steve, thanks for having us. It was a pleasure last time I was on the show. The guys watched it. They had a great time watching it, and they said, how are we going to make this happen? So here we are now. We got a pretty fun show planned. We're going to do a little bit of smack talking. We got some teams talking smack on social media. We got to clap back at them. We're going to do the giveaway. We got some more smack talking that has to get done. We're going to talk about some of the goals, how our team is preparing for the events that we're going to. And then we'll do some more smack talking after that. So it's a pretty fun show. Going from there, let's talk. You could see right there, we're all kind of rocking gear that represents who we are. Let's talk to, there he is, Chris right there.
Hey,
Chris, why don't you show that tech tee?
So this is our,
Blizzard tech tee.
We just got them from Ugly
Paintball. Yep. Speaking of, Ugly just became the newest company to work with the Allie Remembered Foundation. So that's awesome. But yeah, that's our jersey right there, just a short sleeve version of it. But you see, we're repping everything. Thank you, Gabe. Yeah, digging the Immortal Tank tech tee. See, look at that. We're getting that. The reason I actually wore the tank today, wanted to show you guys this real quick. Talking about bad decisions. This is one of the best decisions I ever made. Look at that guy right there. Huh?
Yeah, we were talking about that.
It matches my truck. But yeah, so Chris, take it over, man. Tell them about yourself. Tell them about paintball, everything, please.
Well, actually, I'm the oldest guy on the team, believe it or not. And these guys harass me about it all the time because I tell them I'm old, and they're telling me, "Oh, you're young." But I think once you pass a certain age, it doesn't feel like that anymore. So I'm actually 31. I've been playing paintball on and off for a while, but I was actually playing woods ball first. And I really got into the sport. It's a good competitive sport. Then I started
playing. Like the natural progression. Like everyone starts in the woods, probably going like a birthday party, and then from there they see speedball and they're just like, I got to try that out.
Yeah,
it has to be.
So, and then after that, I started getting into speedball. Took a little bit of a break because of work, and then about 3 years ago, I was like heavily into it. I've done a lot of physical labor. Actually, a superintendent of a residential building. So before that, I was handyman, porter. So I've done a lot of work that's physical. So it put a lot of wear and tear on my body. Plus, paintball puts a lot of wear and tear. So I started really getting into speedball about 3 years ago. Practicing a lot. Then I was lucky enough to meet Brad back in June.
You call that
luck? Misfortune.
So we actually bonded really well. He met us off of PB Nation, and I met another one of guys, and we actually all met up. And the story goes on from there. We did World Cup. and then we all decided, we were all on different places. We all decided to join one place, and Blizzard came together, and it's kind of been the best thing that's happened. It's a great team. We have a family atmosphere here, and we all get along like we're brothers. It's great. I don't have really great things to say about it. Brad is dedicated, really good captain.
Thank you. It's only because of the team. Everyone honestly is so dedicated that it makes being a captain really easy. I can't really ask for much more. I mean, you're talking to these guys right now here that, like, as soon as I send a text message saying, I know it's late, but like tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., like we're all going to do this workout together. And like, that's how we stay in shape and motivate each other. They're there to do it. If I say, hey, I need you to divorce your wife, no problem, man. I'll be at practice. So they're good people. Let's get to real quick.
Where were you guys 15 years ago?
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Let's do O's introduction, and that way, when everyone knows who's watching the show, knows who everybody is, and can go from there. So, O, tell us about yourself a little bit.
So I'm O. I am 23 years old. My full name is Oren. Brad and I met, God knows how many years ago, probably almost close to 20 years ago at this point. Started playing paintball together. I don't even know, high school. It stopped during college. We continued. And eventually Blizzard came to be, and it's been the best thing. I'm here. My face is here.
He actually trimmed his beard. It's usually a lot longer. I get on him all the time about that.
Isn't that called a Brazilian?
It could be. Depends on what day of the week it is.
But yeah, getting to the gear we're wearing. So this is Ali Remembered Foundation. One of our sponsors, Stop the Violence, on both of the arms. And this is actually a really cool sponsor of ours. It's basically a foundation where they strive to bring women out of distressed households, so to speak. And, we work really closely with
there. Everybody, not just women, women and men. Everybody.
Everybody. So anybody in a distressed household that, needs to seek help or any kind of assistance, really, that's where the Ali Remembered Foundation comes in. And we kind of clicked with, their founder, especially because of Brad, our captain. And since then, we've become a chapter team and evolved, and we strive to be the best representation of a team for the organization as we can. That's actually something that all of us as team members have, spoken about and agreed on. And, it's something that really hits close to home, so to speak. At the end of the day, everybody hates it when there's so to speak, a bad situation. But this is an organization where, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's something that is a positive through such a negative scenario. And that's something that really, really I can appreciate personally. But other than that, Blizzard cap on. We have, I think Brad had a snapback up there somewhere that said Blizzard on it. I have my jerseys behind us. But yeah, another one of our sponsors is MacDev, right? Brad, I think you had something to say about Mac, right?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. If you guys have been staying up to date on social media with MacDev, they are releasing a new product. It should be coming out any day now. Pretty exciting. It's a mystery. I'll leave it at that. We know what MacDev makes, so I don't think you should expect a pod pack, but possibly a new marker. Maybe we'll see. Everyone should stay excited for that.
Potato cannon.
I want it.
Hey, that'd be easier. We could put those on the field, start eliminating everybody a lot quicker.
It's true.
School,
you knock
those
the bunker
RPGs.
out of the way, and then it's a clear shot. That could work pretty well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was talking to Federico about it. We're gonna see if we can possibly get our hands on one right before the release, so we can start showing it off at the field, and just like we do now, ripping MacDev, see if we can get people hyped up about these new markers so they can get them ordered day one. So we'll see what happens with that. If you're watching the show, this is your chance to message Federico and get on his case and make sure Blizzard gets a gun. What do we got here from Gabe? Love the Blizz gear. Hoping I get this giveaway. Would love the beanie. Oh, he'd love the beanie. Well, the beanie, sir, is right here. It's ready for you, but you're going to have to earn it. You're gonna have to win it. So, on that note, what is this? Definitely curious about the new Mac Dev Met. Yep, yeah, it's gonna be very exciting, Brandon. We're pumped for it too. We're excited to see what comes out. Let's talk real quick about before Blizzard. Before the Blizzard was a thing, the Fox Nation made a show about my old team, the Master Blasters. Now, Steve, I'd love for you to chime in on this one. Did you get a chance to watch the show yet?
Not yet. No, I haven't. As much as I want to. You got to remember, though, I'm in Canada. There's different licensing rules. It's not as easy to watch.
Time zone. It didn't come
well, it's not even so much that. There's licensing laws. So what's broadcast in the States, I have to. If it's not licensed to be shown in Canada, I can't watch it unless I hack it, and I just haven't gotten around to hacking it yet.
Got it. Well, why don't you just fly in for the day, hang out with us, we'll watch it all together, and then you go back.
As much as I would love to, my prime minister, he has said it now, so I can fly to the States. No, yeah, I can fly to the States, no problem. And when I come back, though, I have to go through a 3-day mandatory test and quarantine that costs at some random hotel that costs $2,000 to $3,000 for a couple days in basically a rat hole of a hotel. And like they've been showing pictures of the stuff that's being sent. It's like these lame ass like single piece of tiny ham and wilty lettuce sandwiches and bottles of water. It's like I am not spending $2,000 to $3,000. And then once that's done, even if I come back and the test is negative, I still have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. So the stupidity of it is just insane. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying COVID doesn't exist. I'm not saying precautions don't have to be taken. I mean, I would happily quarantine at my home because I have nobody else here. I would happily quarantine at home, but $2,000 to $3,000. And I would happily take the test, but I shouldn't have to pay $2,000 to $3,000 to stay in some rat hole for 2 to 3 days, and then still have to quarantine after that. Like, it's just dumb. Anyway, sorry.
No. So the show itself, ExpressVPN works. There you go. Kev knows. Kev's face is all over there. He wants you to see it.
Yeah. I want to see it. I'm going to see it.
Kev, I got to say, you inspired me as a captain to like really get on my guys even more after watching the show. Like we've implemented. So we haven't had a situation yet where someone showed up late and, I have to bench him a game or something like that. But we have done during our practices where if someone calls a bunker by the wrong name, or someone, I'm not going to say who. But,
own it. I own it. I will own it.
There you go. We have implemented like a push-up policy or a suicide run. And to further that, it's kind of one thing where if one person screws up, they don't mind, like they have to take the punishment. But when everyone gets punished, we kind of implemented that as a team. One screws up, we all screw up. So now everybody's doing push-ups. So we're all getting little bit stronger here, right? Because of the team as a whole. So even the negatives are turning into positives, which is really cool. And we're learning along the way, which is the best part. And like he said before, Chris said it great. We've all become brothers at this point. We're like time apart. Like if we can't make it one weekend because the field is closed due to those storms we've been having here, the ridiculous snow, it's turned into, like, all right, I don't care so much we're not playing paintball, but now I don't get to hang out with my boys. So it's been pretty cool evolving along that way. There he is right there. Since you're rocking the Alley gear, why don't you talk about what it was like at World Cup, specifically meeting like Andy and members of the Alley Remembered Foundation, someone who might have been there also we ran into, because for me, like connecting like face to the name, not just Facebook, was incredible. So why don't you talk about that? And Chris, please jump in also.
Yeah.
So prior to World Cup, we actually had been speaking to Andy quite frequently, just trying to get involved with the organization, trying to get to know them, seeing what's what. What up, Jonathan? Essentially, we've been, just trying to help as much as we can, maybe try and figure out. Brad and I were tossing the idea back and forth, hosting events, trying to bring people out and, get to know the sport and spread the Alley name down here on the East Coast. and like Brad said, when we went when we went down to Florida for World Cup,
Thanks, Kev.
connecting the face to the, to the name and to the Facebook calls, it was, so to speak, it really brings this sense of coming full circle. It's really, really nice to be able to understand what this organization is about from, person to person perspective, as opposed to reading it on a screen. John,
Waldo's going in. Waldo's going in. We'll talk about Waldo in a few.
We're gonna get to TSX
special
now in a few minutes.
yeah. But yeah, no, the Ali Remembered Foundation, it's really more of I can't even call it an organization. It's more like a lifestyle. You begin to change the way that you look at the world, and at the end of the day, it's not something that you directly notice. It's something that kind of happens over time, and you begin to say, hey, that's not right, or hey, that's not okay. And that's a positive impact that you leave on the world. And if I want to leave any kind of impact on the world, that's what I want to leave behind. And being able to connect that to Andy and to Steve, you can't put it into words. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
no, that's very well said, and we can't forget like how the Ali Remembered crew like turned into our pit crew.
Yeah, they were doing everything, wiping us down, filling up our pods. It was great.
Someone I've never spoken to, but the thing we had in common was we both stood for the same thing, and we had the same logo on our uniform. And next thing I know, I walk out, and this is Laura. I don't know if she's watching the show, or I saw she liked earlier that we were going to be doing this show. But like all of a sudden out of nowhere, like I don't know if you guys remember, I got gogged pretty good. I got run down, and all of a sudden, as I'm like brushing myself off, I feel like a paper towel with a finger inside of it go into my ear. I look, and Laura's like getting the paint off of me. She's like, can you hear anything? So it was pretty funny.
Oh,
you
know what? I actually might have a video of that. I think I might actually have a video of that. Yeah. No, it was great. I mean, meeting Andy is a great guy, and Steve, who I met you on Sunday. It was, great. Ali Remembers a great organization. Once Brad told us about it, definitely wanted to be a part of it.
Hey, hello. Hello. How are you?
That's awesome. And there you see right above Steve's head, right there, the TM40.
Yes. That thing is
beautiful.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Jennifer Montresor, that is Tim Montresor's mom, and she's doing some really great things, and she's doing a lot with the Iron City Classic. Russell Jackson and Russell and whatnot, those guys are the driving force, but Jennifer is getting involved a lot in it. So we're glad that you're watching with us, Jen.
Yes, glad
these guys are all a young team from New York. What division do you guys play again?
D5.
We're playing D5. We're coming in D5.
Yeah. We're
excited about that.
Fresh team.
Yeah.
Completely fresh.
And speaking of the Iron City Classic, I was actually looking at all the teams listed. The 10-man is up to 72, and the 5-man is up to 37. And I was talking to Wes, from the captain of Team Hatred, which is another Ali Remembered team in the Mid-South. They play a lot of MSXL events, and we were possibly talking about if we can make this work, somehow merging and trying to get in on the Iron City Classic. So that'd be really cool. If that doesn't end up happening, I'll probably just go down that weekend and hang out, maybe with the Blasters or something like that, just to be a part of the overall experience.
So for those of you who don't know, Nikki Hanna is team captain of Destiny Midwest, who is also a Ali Remembered Foundation.
I think you guys were talking about her on your last podcast.
I'm always talking about Nikki. She's
Jennifer,
just that awesome.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I'll hook you guys up after the show.
Much. That's awesome. Wow, that's incredible.
That's really cool.
Now I'm like speechless. Someone else. Chris,
I have butterflies after that one.
That is incredible.
So, Team Blizzard, welcome to the Popular Unknown Paintball Podcast.
Wow.
Yes,
we need to be on this podcast more often.
Yeah. I don't know who's watching right now. Maybe someone from Lexus or BMW, but the team is in need of a new vehicle. If you know Steve, try to make it happen.
If you were in Canada, I know people in Honda.
Hey,
Honda.
I want
Honda works.
honestly talking about cars. I'd really like to have a Nissan Skyline GTR, an R34 or R33 that just became legal in New York. I'm a big car
wow.
guy.
That's a thing, Mr.
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah, I'm
That is a
big car
beautiful
guy.
thing.
So
Steve, are you
I-
into cars at all?
A little bit.
Little bit?
I used to work at a dealership. I love my Chevys, but that being said, I love driving everything. Off topic for a second. While I was working at the dealership, I used to work on the side for our trade-in manager, best way to describe it. And he would literally buy trade-ins from other dealerships from 2 hours away, and then he would bring them into the dealership, and then we would resell them to other used dealerships and stuff. It was just something that, because our dealership was so large, something we'd do. So I've had about 6 cars detonate under me at highway speeds. Like, I love driving, and I don't care if it's a rattle trap or if it's I've had brand new Corvettes out sideways. I've been away long enough. I can admit to that.
I think we would get along, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much love. I'll
Spend the
drive
day at the
anything.
track instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a brand new Corvette that had like 12 kilometers on it sideways.
Oh man.
You didn't even break it in.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh,
But
we
yeah,
got
that's... Hey, Brandon.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that's a nice car.
Yes.
Actually, I
yes.
know someone who just got a GT 500. I'm tempted to drive it. I'm like, you gotta let me drive it.
Brandon, you can say anything you want about Chevy, but at the end of the day, and this is a fact, there are more Chevy engines in hot rods and souped up dragsters than all other engines combined.
Sure.
And the reason for that is because dollar for dollar, pound for pound, not only is it the most reliable engine you can buy, but you get 25% more horsepower than your next competitor. It's just that. So I love my Chevys, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't love a Nissan Skyline, or I wouldn't like drive the wheels off a Mustang or whatever. So just saying, I love my Chevys, but yeah, I love cars.
Funny story. I did drive a wheel off my old Mustang.
Yeah, I've driven wheels off vehicles too.
Yeah. Well, the wheel was
Is
on
everybody?
it, and then I hit something, and then the wheel was off of it. So it's a little different than what you're talking about. But either way.
Yes, we are playing
Yes.
Chicago.
Yes. Chicago. We will see you there.
We're really excited.
We got to do a get together with everybody. We got to get together with Destiny. We did meet up with them for a little bit in town, but not enough time. We got to like get all of the Ali remembered teams. And
that wasn't Destiny Midwest. That was one of the 10, 15 Destiny teams that showed. But correct. Destiny Midwest wasn't at World Cup just gone by, unfortunately. And I will flat out tell you that Nikki and her significant other, Adam, and all the people at Destiny Midwest, oh man, they are the greatest hosts. So just saying, because Chicago is the best.
Well, actually, one of our players is from Chicago, Marcel.
That's right.
You know what we need to do? In Chicago, they have this tiki bar. Okay?
Oh, no.
So think of
the
absolute worst 70s tiki bar Hawaiian movie thing with just like Don Ho tiny bubbles. Like, it is the tackiest straight out of the 70s restaurant ever. Nikki, if we get all the teams there, we all have to go out and go to this tiki bar, because I forget what it's called, but it's just I can't even begin to tell you. The cheese is strong.
I'm dressing up as John Travolta. We're going to be doing something there.
That sounds like a very good idea.
I am in. No questions.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So Nikki actually brought up that Chicago is where we'll see each other. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. She's in. So on that same note, the events that we're playing, we're only playing 3 NXL events this year. And that's going to be Philly, Chicago, and Cup. But we are one of the franchise teams for the Tri-State Expo League, which means we're going to be playing every event that they are bringing out. in the D5 series at least. So the exciting thing about that is it's been getting a little crazy. Oh yeah, I'll add you on Facebook. No problem, Nikki. I'll hit you up. Yeah, it's been getting crazy on social media right now.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have teams calling
us out.
So we
Uh-oh.
called some other teams out, and other teams jumped in. It's getting crazy. One of the teams is actually the newest Ali Remembered chapter team. That's Low Gravity.
Yeah.
Jeff over there is the captain. Good guy. Andy actually had me talk to him on the phone as like a local contact. So when it comes down to it, in the end of the day, we're both Ali Remember teams. We respect each other. But when we step on that field with the masks on and the barrel covers off,
we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, Wes, we'll see. I was just talking about you earlier, Wes. We'll see you at Chicago.
What up, Wes?
Wesley is Team Hatred.
Team Hatred.
Yes.
What's up, Wes? Yeah, so it's all that love goes away until that buzzer on the other side of the field is hit by us, because they're not going to be touching our buzzer. There's no chance of that.
Not all the hard work that we're putting in, all the hard work, the dedication. You know,
yeah, it'd be impossible. It'd be impossible. You know, there's gonna be some competition at TSXL
for sure.
I don't know if Low Gravity is gonna be it though. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. There are some good teams that they're gonna be there. Low Gravity included, obviously. Gator Gang. What's up with them?
Uh-oh. Yeah, they've been calling some memes on us, you know.
They've been making meme after meme about us. To be fair, we've been doing it back at them.
We've been.
And you can follow the whole meme war on our Instagram stories. What is this? You all need to come down and run MSXL, and then they'll come up to the tri-state northern boys. Handle a day in New York City.
Uh-oh, Wes. It's getting dangerous.
Lost at the train station. Actually, if you turn around on your Ali Remembered jersey, that's actually the Hatred logo right there.
Yes, right.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. No, stay 1 sec. Do it again. We saw it the first time. Yeah, so Gator Gang, they're going to actually be pretty good competition. I actually see us versus them in the finals. That's going to be my prediction for at least event 1 for Tri-State Expo League is going to be us and Gator Gang in the finals. And I think a big part of that is going to be their coach for this season. You guys see who their coach is?
Yeah, Marcel Margot.
Yeah, Marcel
they
Margot,
got a nice pro there.
Yeah, they got a hardcore coach. So that'll be the competition. But, you know, I don't think it'll be an issue. I think it's just going to be maybe an extra pot of paint is all I'm going to have to spit out at them. Other than that, it should be a quick victory.
Yeah, but, you know, they could have a good coach. Having a good coach doesn't really mean anything. You got to put the work on in the field. You know, got to have the communication, you know, the hard work.
Players got to be receptive of a good coach.
Yeah, right.
You got to be able to.
You're right about that.
And, you know, one thing about the Blizzard, you know, not to just jump in and change the gears a little, but I don't see many teams jumping in on, you know, Saturdays and doing drills on Saturdays all day and then coming out on top on Sunday and, you know, running scrimmages all day on Sunday on top of the workouts and stuff that we're doing all week at a D5 level. You know, not to toot our own horn, but we're practicing hard. At the end of the day, we're practicing hard. And we're coming at it. Go ahead.
I think a little bit of that was a sour taste in our mouth from World Cup. I think that just kind of put a fuel to the fire for us. So, you know, we definitely don't want to feel what we felt at Cup. The Cup was definitely a good learning experience for us. You know, for most of us, it was our first tournament.
Definitely learned a lot.
So it was definitely a good staple.
But it's Cup. I mean, the people that travel to Cup are either the best of the best, regardless, or they're idiots like me that just want to play at Cup and really could not give a crap if we won or lost. It was I wanted to get there to have fun, meet people, and just be able to say, I've played Cup. And I got my butt handed to me, and guess how much I care.
I actually remember, Steve, just before your shocker went down, we were in your pits, and you're like, you want to jump on? You got some pants? Everything was in the car, but I sure the hell would have jumped on.
Yeah, like
Nikki, that's awesome.
Yeah, Nikki's doing actually taking what
same
we're
game.
doing to the next level.
Yep.
Because I don't think we get a 5-hour drill. I think we get like a 3-hour drill. What is this? I live in New York. I'm upstate. I play AAA paintball. It's a park around here. Name is Redacted. Mr. Redacted, if you are looking for a team, Blizzard is actually looking to pick up 1 to 2 more players. We've definitely practiced.
Kevin, that sounds good.
That'd be awesome.
That's a good invitation for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I will contact you after the show. 11 spots available for a 5-man. So this is for just listen up here. 11 spots available for 5-man ICC. Using one for Young Guns team. Registration will be open noon tomorrow on PBLI, and Friday play is 550 for the team. And paint is bring your
own paint. That's
great.
For
the 5-man division, not for the 10-man series, but for the 5-man. There's some information for everybody watching it. We might slide in. There might be one less spot than she's mentioning, but
10-man is closed. Well, not closed, just full. And what she's talking about her Young Guns team, she is sponsoring, and she hasn't picked the team yet. I happen to know who the captain's going to be. It's not me, by the way. But I was offered, not me. Not my strong suit. But Jennifer Montresor and the Iron City Classic are going to be finding a Young Guns team. So kids that are like 16 years old-ish, like a bunch of younger teams. And she's going to be flying them all into Pittsburgh and sponsoring the team and setting them up with gear, getting them a pro captain, and just making sure that they just have the time of their lives. So or it's not a pro captain, a pro coach.
That's amazing.
That sounds like
going to be wild.
Awesome opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is it an actual team that is always playing together, or is it like a few different teams that are kind of combined, like kids from different teams?
It's my understanding that they're going to be tracking down a team, but it has not yet been chosen.
That's an incredible experience.
Yeah,
it could be a throw together.
It
could be a throw together. It could be an actual team. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But really as I know, we'll let the popular unknown fan base know.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's great.
Nice plan and
play. That sounds really cool.
Awesome. Excited.
Oh, look at this. Speaking
wow.
Right here.
He's only 14. Look at that. Awesome.
Get him now.
Yes, start now.
Feed him into submission while he's young, so he's got the right attitude and he's got all the wheels to throw him into the snake.
Yeah, there you go.
No, you're right. As long as you have the will, we don't really care how old you are. As long as you can do what we need you to do on the field, age is but a number, not to sound cliche. And yeah, your best paintball years are ahead of you.
Yeah.
So starting at that age, I mean, the ETHA is a great gun. It'll do exactly what you need it to. So, that you shouldn't sweat over that.
Nikki, that's like awesome. We stretch before both practices, and then sometimes we'll stretch like during it too. That's like the only way to prevent injuries. I'm actually probably the guy with the most injuries on the team if we're talking about that. But yeah.
That's before you even get to the field.
Yeah.
Jennifer, who are you referring to in the send me the name and information, please?
Probably Redacted. We don't know who Redacted is, Jennifer. He'll have to reach out to Blizzard. So Redacted, while you're watching, reach out to Blizzard because Tim Montresor's mom and one of the main people behind the Iron City Classic in Pittsburgh, she wants to know. So, and he said, cool. Okay. So reach out to Brad and whatnot. If you have to reach out to me, I'll get it to Brad and we'll figure it out. But we do most of our communications on Facebook.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
TSXL is being, like I said, our major event. It's also really cool because it's one of the only leagues with a great name to it that's playing Division 5 Expo.
Right.
So that's going to be a challenge for us because we play 5-man. That's when we go to NXL, we play 5-man. We're playing a for the player tournament coming up in March. That's a 5-man event. We're playing this month a D4 division 5-man event, but a local. It's at our local field, and it's not a ranked tournament. It's not up on PBLI. It's purely for fun, a little bit of money if you win.
Also a challenge. We're
Right.
kind
Why
of
did we enter
challenging
D4?
ourselves.
What happened last time when we played D5? We shut out everyone in the prelims.
Yeah, we
Like that, it seemed like we didn't
12-1. I think we went something like that.
Yeah. I
Something
know
like
it
that.
was because of a dirty hang. It wasn't even a.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're doing that. I
It
said,
wasn't,
"Do I
it
get-"
wasn't Brad.
And then I touched the buzzer, and it turns out it wasn't clean. So I don't know. I don't know if you
The
can blame
shame
me on
was
that
that
one.
we
I'll
checked
take
each
it.
other.
I'll take the heat. I think we got a little excited and let the best get ahead of us. So yeah, that's why we're playing D4 for this little tournament coming up, and it'll also be an eye opener for us. Like, what are we looking at going ahead in this season? Because Cup was in November of last year. That was the last event we played, and now we're coming into this new season with almost every single Saturday and definitely every single Sunday since Cup. We've played, so this is going to be exciting to see where we're at now, how we're doing as a team. I know our communication has gotten way better than it was. There used to be that disconnect between both sides of the field, and now we've meshed that. We've figured it out. We've made it work. Overall, everybody's skill level have gotten a lot better. I mean, there he is, right there, Chris. He talks about being the oldest guy in the team, but he plays a very crucial position on the field, and he's been working on that. And he's constantly bugging us, like, guys, I need to work on this more. I need to get better at this. Chris, what has that journey been like? Like saying, all right, I refuse to let anyone else play front Dorito. That's my position. What do I have to do to make sure that's always my spot? And I've secured it.
Well, I honestly hate losing. So that's my motivation. And I always want to finish first, in my everything in my life. I always aim it to be the top number one. Number two is not good for me because no one ever remembers second place. So for me, first place is it always is. So
oh, awesome! We play at Long Live. Long Live Paintball is our home field. Shout out Long Live.
Yeah.
High Rollers team. Oh, that's awesome. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Who is? So, Steve, you mentioned Nikki's fiance before, but you didn't say a name. Who is
Adam? I think
it's Adam.
Adam?
I can't pronounce his last name. It's like Junkowitz or something like that. So, Adam.
All right.
Reach out to us at Blizzard.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, going on.
Go ahead, Chris, please.
So yeah, at Cup I could have done a little bit better. So I've reached, Brad, hey, help me out. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Marcel actually they've both been working with me to, get our front Dorito working good so that, our snake side is pretty much set. We got Brad and Marcel there and they locked that down. We got Oren usually or Gabe behind me. So, we're just working
I'm sorry,
together.
you have what behind you?
Have Oren and Gabe behind me usually
All
most
right.
of the times.
Your New York accent there made it sound like something completely different. And I was like, you guys sounded like a really tight team.
Not that tight.
No.
That World Cup stays at World Cup.
Yeah, that's it. We actually had fun at World Cup. So just trying to build on getting better to help our team get some W's and come home and get a podium.
That's the goal. At the end of the day, is the podiums.
Nikki.
So I'm front Dorito.
I play center, front, or the back in the center somewhere. And
so
Brad,
I was usually like straight up aligned with the start box, and it's either at the home bunker or he's heading up to the 50. And it really just depends on the layout that we're playing and what breakout we're going for and what the other team's doing, responding to that. Gabe is another one of our main players. He plays back Dorito side. You got it, Redacted. Hit us up later.
Absolutely.
And then I usually play back snake, or I will start off in the snake if Marcel needs a break. As if anyone's ever played snake, you know how tiring it gets being on your stomach the entire game. Whoever get picked for Young Guns, my advice is be a bunch of sponges. Kevin,
absolutely.
That's the greatest advice.
Yeah, that is the best advice you could probably get. You are going to be at arguably one of the best events of the year. And I would say that 2021 being what happened with 2020 with losing Tim and 2020's Iron City Classic being canceled, I would say 2021's event is probably going to be the one to never, like, that's the one to go to. If you're going to go to one Iron City Classic in your entire life, that's going to be the event to go to. Like I said, if you're not even playing it, just go to be there, because it's going to be a world-class experience.
The other thing is, and assuming that the coach doesn't change, the coach is a multiple world champion.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
I got
It's
names.
literally
And I
amazing.
kind of got a feeling.
Yeah, me too. Same.
You might just gave that away, Steve.
No, multiple, like a lot of World Cups, like more than 2.
Wow.
That
And
way.
Nikki, that's true. A lot of people don't want to play Snake. It is a tough position. I jump in there sometimes, it's good. We've also been switching our positions around, just to get us all fresh, just in case we run into a situation on the field where we have to change. So
And a
Snake
major
is an interesting position.
It is. It's very different. But we talked about, it's not even so much as to learning to be a good player in a different position. So let's talk about Chris for a second. Chris plays Dorito side mostly. My goal when I tell him, hey, jump over to the Snake, is not so much for him to learn to play the Snake. It's good, it's important, but it won't happen all that often because we have a few Snake players. It's more so that he understands, he now sees the perspective of the Snake player. So he's seeing 2 things. He's seeing, one, what Marcel's job is when he's in the Snake. So when he's wondering why Marcel isn't doing something, now he's living in that moment. He's seeing that situation. And number 2, he's also shooting at the D side now because he's getting those crossfield shots. And now he's saying to himself, ooh, maybe I was playing that bunker wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have been wrapping it as much as I was, because it's really exposed to the Snake position once they're in S2, let's say. So it's really important to understand everybody's roles on the field and kind of play it just a couple of times to familiarize yourself with what your job is, right? The front, the mid, and the back positions are very different jobs, but overall, to win a game of paintball, you have to be a team. It's not an individual game. It's a team game.
And just to bounce off that,
damn, that's sucks for Adam, but more to it. Better do his cardio.
Yeah.
Just to bounce off what you were saying, I'll own that too. I mean, the first couple times we were as a team practicing breakout drills, I couldn't figure out for the life of me where I was supposed to shoot, who I was supposed to shoot at, where I was standing, how I was standing. None of it. I had it in my head, but couldn't put it out on paper. And it took me, 2-3 times of actually standing at the start box and lining up and slowly, figuring out where my position is, where I'm going to move to, if I'm standing, at the home bunker versus if I'm running up to the 50 versus if we're going over to one of the corners to fill, it actually took me personally a couple times of looking at it, taking it slow and doing it before I was able to say, okay, this is what I got to do. Let's line up and bang it really quick, and then speed it up slowly. So I'll the first one to own that, B.
No, absolutely. You're right. It's a crawl, walk, run, like everything is in life. It's crawl, walk, run. You can't just go for it. Sometimes you have to. You're put in that situation, but you want to prepare yourself. And the way to prepare yourself is to drill and practice and scrimmage and put in that time. But like you were just saying, I think something that separates the really good teams from the teams that are not really good, in plain words, is it's a fluid game. You have to adapt as the game is going on. And I think we've all learned that over time. Like maybe the old Brad, when he first started playing speedball, was like, all right, I'm going to go from here to the corner. And the old Brad, if he tripped on the way, would like stumble, get up, and then continue running to the corner, because that's what I told myself I'm going to do. I have to go to the corner. Versus the new Brad's going to say, well, I just tripped. They see me stopped here. They have a better chance to get a proper lane up and hit me at the corner. I need to adapt. I need to now adjust and say, you know what? I'm going to double up with this guy at the God bunker instead now, or I'm going to do something else to react to what just happened.
That is true.
Kevin, I couldn't agree with you more. The only conversations that I have, or not the only, I can't say the only, but the most conversations that I have as a home player are with the 2 front players. I'm screaming my head off just so that they know what's going on in front of them.
Is really loud. It's good on the field. It's bad when he's the passenger in the car.
You win some, you lose some. What can you do?
So
But yeah, that's
when we're talking about Ali Remember teams, I think probably one of like the oldest teams to jump on the Ali Remember train, Misfit Toys.
Oh yeah,
This is a
they're
small
in
little
Jersey
connection.
too.
That's really cool. I just learned this yesterday. Nikki agrees with you, Kevin. I just learned this yesterday. So some of you guys see I wear Grun style gear a lot. It's just a little side note. One of the ambassadors, when I was an ambassador for Grun style, he lived in Jersey. He plays MagFed, and he moved over to North Carolina. I just found out that he's the team commander for the North Carolina chapter of Misfit Toys. So we had this connection from before, and it popped up because he shared the same Ali Remembered post that I shared. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you support. And he's like, yeah, dude, I play for Misfit. And I was like, oh, I had no idea. That's awesome. So it's so funny to see those little things happen. And if you guys haven't seen it, ask Andy to show you the picture. We'll add him in. We'll have him send it in the team chat of at Cup him being a vampire to the captain of Misfit Toys. It's a funny, Steve. I'm sure you've seen the picture. I'm sure you were there when it happened. Did you take the picture?
As a public service amount to protect Andy's thing, we have had to remove Bradley from the show.
oops.
Damn.
That was an oopsie.
I was wondering.
I'm just kidding.
Like, unbelievable.
I just like pressing buttons.
No, I hear you.
This has been like one of the greatest shows ever because I'm just sort of sitting back and going, throw this up, throw that up. These guys are talking.
You are the one moving the screens to who's talking, correct?
Yes, I'm
Okay, cool.
completely controlling everything. And because you guys are talking, I'm able to make you all look cooler than you are.
Even better.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a walking ogre. I own that. So
Like I don't even need to be in the show. I can just do this and just control as you guys.
Well, thank God he's gone. Now that he's gone, what is up with that?
the dome.
Anyway, so damn, it's back. What shirt are you wearing, Steve? Does that say OG Ironman?
Yes, it does.
Nice. They did to my recollection for the Ali Remembered game, the charity event, they did donate quite a few things, did they not? That's awesome.
Oh, that's a nice shirt. Yeah,
It's really cool.
Am I correct on
You
that?
should
Didn't
see the
they donate
jersey.
a few things?
They
To the
donated a few things, yes. Since the beginning, they've been one of our biggest supporters. Now, I wouldn't call them an affiliated team. They just love what we do. And anytime that something happens, like they heard about Andy helping kids long before the Ali Remembered Foundation existed. And they got in contact with me and said, you got to talk to Andy because he has basically adopted, and when I say adopted, I don't mean into the family, but into the team. He's adopted a couple of very challenged teens that like really battered families, and was taking them out playing paintball couple times a month and just including them and giving them something to do. And that's how I met Andy long before the Ali Remembered Foundation even existed. It was just sort of an idea at the time. But they heard about it because Andy knows people from Dynasty and whatnot. So it got to California. And so the Ironman brought it up. And then Richard Wilcox, who is team captain of Dogs of War, which is one of the oldest teams in Northern California, he's like, Steve, you've got to talk to Andy. And so that's what I did. And I got him on the podcast. And that's how Andy and I became friends. And I became a member of the Denver Expendables, which is the origins of the Ali Remembered Foundation. Just so you know. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. But as far as the Ali Remembered Foundation goes and with the Ironman, we have on the Denver Expendables a young teenager. Well, it's hard because he's having issues with regards to transgender. He hasn't quite decided. Like, and I'm trying to be as respectful and fair and respectful, but it varies a little bit from week to week. But he got mugged, and this is the important takeaway. He literally got pistol whipped, like beaten, stuff taken, and they stole his skateboard. You know, and this is just a teenage kid on his way home from school or wherever it was he was heading, and he just got literally pistol whipped. Like,
is this by you in Canada, or where's this at?
Oh,
this was in Denver.
Colorado. Yeah,
In Colorado. Oh,
this is in Denver. And
crazy.
so when the word got out, Andy's like, we gotta do something to help this kid. Like, so Dave Wees Cook of the OG Ironman, he's an old school California skateboarder. He literally made a longboard from scratch. Like, he's had all the old school jigs and stuff to make it happen. And so he made this whole gorgeous longboard from scratch. Then they actually found the original board that he had lost, like not his original board, but one of just like it. So he got 2 skateboards. He got this beautiful one with the Ironman logo on the deck, the whole bit, like just full custom done, and the whole team signed it. And they got him some gear, some headbands, some like just a whole outpouring of stuff. Whenever the Ali Remembered Foundation needs help, the OG Ironman pony up as much, if not more than anybody else. They're just like, what do you need? How do we make it happen? And they jump in.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah, that's really nice.
And Weez also, when I was in Denver last year, even during COVID, he actually came out from California, him and his wife, and he brought a bunch of modern day pirates with him. And there was a bunch of young kids that were too young to actually play paintball, like the 68 caliber. And Mike, the owner of Dynamic, and he's like, we got some 50 cal. So Weez grabbed a bunch of MDP, grabbed me by the ear almost. He's just like, come on, Steve, you're playing. And we all went and we grabbed a bunch of 50 cals, and we were running around with kids that were too young to actually play paintball. And we were just having the time of our lives.
Yeah, you must have had a blast.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. And and I was actually wearing this jersey, this practice jersey. But hands down, that was one of my all-time favorite paintball moments, was just being on the field with an OG Ironman jersey on. And I've got the original, I got the actual Tiger Stripe jerseys too, but I'm wearing this, playing alongside Weasel, who's one of the greatest old school players that the game has ever seen. Like, he was on Avalanche before the implosion. So like Weasel was there with LaSoya and Rocky and the whole bit. Like, he was part of that juggernaut team that smoked everybody in Europe, and like just like won everything, like every single one. And like, yeah, Weasel's the best.
We're gonna be talking about Blizzard. You know, that's gonna be the Blizzard this year, smoking every event.
Every event.
Shutting them out.
We see.
Yeah. Oh, Weasel. What have you guys met Weasel yet?
No.
Not yet.
Oh,
no.
He's.
If you guys make it to the charity event in Denver, and I hope you guys do, because the odds are good that I'm going to be there come hell or high water. The only thing that will slow us down is that $2,000-$3,000 if it's still in existence, because
we're gonna have to start a GoFundMe just to get you back into
exactly.
Canada.
Yeah.
Why you want to go back to Canada, I don't know, but we're not talking about that.
Hey, I'm assuming that's Brandon Bowling, but
that's gotta be Brandon.
User. It's gotta be.
So Brandon is the captain of East Coast Hawks.
Okay.
He says it won't let him comment, but he shared it. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, I saw he shared it on Facebook. Brandon's another really good guy. Really, really like awesome dude. I would say he's probably mine and Oren's hype man. Like, I'd imagine at my wedding, he's gonna be like, he's gonna grab the mic out of the best man's hand.
Yeah.
So, such a gentleman as always, giving back. Wow. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, from what we're hearing now,
Yeah.
The Weasel. I think he's earned the in front of it because no one else can take that title, from my understanding now. Sounds like a great dude, and we'll have to meet him at the Denver event.
100%.
He's probably going to be in Chicago too.
Oh, awesome! All right,
Probably.
well, hopefully we'll see him at Chicago. What is the? Do we have the date for the Denver event?
This is Andy we're talking about here. I love the guy to death, but
So I'm gonna have to book my flights yesterday.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know.
If one good thing has come of COVID, it's that we are flying for so cheap.
Yeah, that's good. Hey,
Yeah,
Steve,
it
what
was
about
funny.
driving over the border? Do you still, when you come back driving? No,
No,
still
you're
the
not.
same
You're
thing?
not allowed to cross the border at all. Driving, you can
Okay.
fly all you want, but
Yeah,
you
but
can't
no
drive
drive.
across the border unless you are like essential services, like nurse or trucker or whatnot.
Okay.
Wow.
Gotcha. That's hardcore. Official, yeah, it's definitely branded, confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
So
the man.
actually, if you look on Instagram, I just got a notification that the Tri-State X-Ball League just wrote great episode, and that would be Waldo, the guy who was in here earlier, doing some other hype stuff. Waldo is a great dude. Actually, they just released, I think yesterday, the newest episode where they had 2 members of the Master Blasters on the show on his podcast, the Overshot Paintball podcast.
Okay, cool.
They were talking about what it was like with the whole Fox Nation experience. And, I'd imagine now they walk down the street and people are stopping them. Hey, can you sign this, please? Living it up now that they were on a documentary. And then they also just took first place in Florida at the mechanical event there. Yes, cheap flights are the best thing about all this, Benji. Benji, where are you from? Does anyone know this Benji yet? I'm always
That
curious.
name
Who's
sounds
Benji?
familiar.
Benji's an awesome dude. He's been on the podcast before.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just I like seeing all these names, and I'm curious if I know who they are. Or who's the connection to the name?
There
Okay,
you go.
so-
You are
That's a
100%
good
right.
comment
Yes.
right there. Yes.
Well,
Brendan,
if you expect to know who the names are, give up now, and I'll tell you why. Because not only are you currently live on my Facebook group and the Flagpole Productions Facebook group and the Denver Expendables Facebook group and my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, you are also live currently on Paintball Media Magazine's Facebook group,
man.
which has
awesome.
about 40,000 followers.
Wow.
So this is going to get seen by about 1,000 to 3,000 people when everything's all totaled up.
We're going to be
Awesome.
famous.
How's my hair?
Fix up my hat.
That's
Free
awesome.
autographs
Yeah,
for everybody. Free
Well,
autographs.
what's really cool for everyone watching the show is they got to actually see the winning team for every event coming up for the Tri-State
Yeah.
Expo League and 3 National Expo League events before it actually happens. That's pretty cool. You guys are getting behind the scenes now. I mean,
Yeah.
hit us up. We could probably at the end of the season sign a jersey and send it your way. I won't charge, but we're gonna need a donation to be made to the Ali Remembered Foundation. That'll be fair.
Yes.
I'll give
It's a
away
tit for
my
tat
jersey,
kind of a thing.
a winning jersey. Benji, you can't take it from me. This is the first time I've looked at like Facebook in quite a while. I've kind of gotten away from it with all everything that's gone on with this year and the last year. I only use it for paintball, really. I don't use it anywhere else because it's just frustrating.
Yeah, basically.
So, and no, Benji, it's also the time zone difference. I'm assuming he's not East Coast, and by the time the podcast gets over here from the West Coast, there's a vernal equinox, the moon. I didn't see that episode. That's what happened. So real quick, Chris, can you rep all the sponsors on the shoulders there, just real quick, so we could see each one of them? Look, what's that right on top right there? We got
right
ARF.
there, Ali. Remember?
Awesome.
We got
Blue Star. Great sponsor. They actually, I would say you don't see this at the D5 level. Our jerseys And these are the ugly jerseys. And also you'll see soon our Anthrax jerseys are in the makes right now. And those will be only used at tournaments. All paid for by Blue Star, which is pretty cool at the D5 level to get completely free custom swag taken care of. We got Translabs.
Great for where they were a lifesaver at Cup.
Everyone
saved Bradley's life.
Yes, for sure. Because he was about to pass out.
Because
quite literally, we gave Bradley an infusion of transfuse.
Yeah. They definitely saved us at World Cup.
Yeah, Translabs, and then CK Fight Life.
CK.
CK is actually pretty cool because I've rocked them in my jiu-jitsu classes also. They also make, I don't know if you guys know this, but they make BJJ gear. So I've rocked some of their gis. And then we had Long Live down there also. And we got MacDev at the top. Shout out to MacDev. We talked about them already. Virtue and Bunker Kings. If anyone in the game is playing with a hopper that isn't made by Virtue or Bunker Kings right now in this day and age, I'm not talking about old school gear. I'm talking about if you're playing speedball and you're not using them, you're just wrong.
I have to say, not to interrupt, Brad, my favorite mask on the market.
CMD doing it for you? Yeah. We got Carbon. Carbon's making some really cool stuff. They just released a bunch of different colors for their barrels now. Their barrels are awesome. And then we got Immortal Air. Shout out Immortal Air. The cleanest air in paintball. If you're an environmentalist, you care about the environment. Maybe, you don't eat animals. Little known fact, Immortal Air is the purest air you can possibly shoot. It's not what you're putting into the tank. Whatever you put into it, the tank has like a built-in purifier and it only spits out perfectness. That's all that comes out of that tank. So shout out Immortal, making great products. Actually talking to the guys over at Immortal, talking to Dan. Tanks are coming very soon. For anyone who's been curious, waiting on Immortal Air tanks. We should be seeing some 77s rolling in, 68s coming in. So stay tuned for that. Stuff is on the way for everybody who's been asking about tanks. So that is awesome. Real quick. You're repping the Ali Remembered. Is that the jersey or is that the tech tee? That's the jersey. Oh, you have the long sleeve. Roll them up?
I have the long sleeve on. Yeah, okay. I just roll them up on.
But
I do have the long sleeve jerseys from. You looking for ours? You were saying you cut out.
No, I was talking about on the back of that. And what I like what they did with that was when you get up close and you see the logos there. Yeah, Benji, definitely recommend the CK Geese. They're built really, really durable, and rolling doesn't exist because of COVID. For anyone who doesn't do BJJ, rolling is like a term when you're basically sparring with each other, but we call it rolling because there is no striking in BJJ. It's purely submissions. So that's what they're referring to. Bunker Kings make some of the coolest paintball t-shirts back when I played tournaments. Kev, that's awesome. Throw some pictures up of the OG Bunker Kings gear. I'd love to see that.
Awesome.
Absolutely, Nikki. Yeah, we can definitely do that. And Nick, let me know which tech tee you want. If you want an ugly paintball tech tee, which is the ones you see here, or if you're going to want an Anthrax tech tee with the different jersey design. So let us know, and thank you for the support. We love that. Anything from Destiny is huge for us because being a brand new team coming into this, we got a lot of heart. But we need direction, and we've been getting that along the way. We've been having tons of direction from everybody in the community. It's pretty cool how we're always like texting each other like, hey, you know who hit me up today? Or you know who answered my texts? And then we're sharing that with each other and seeing where that's going to take us. Chris, what's one thing you think that from when we first started playing together back in June to now that you think has been your best improvement?
Oh, man.
I don't mean to put you on the spot like that.
That's a hard question. Man,
if you want, I'll go first.
Yeah. Oh,
you want to think about it? I can go first. So I have to say, learning to read the field and learning to understand what's going on and when to move and what to do. I was a woods ball player, as I'm sure most of us were. And, coming from a place where you can, run halfway down the field and not even risk, anything coming your direction, it's a totally different world to get into,
And what he
speedball.
means by that, just to jump on board, he's not, because there are a lot of tournament woodsball players here, like guys playing ICPL and stuff like that. He's not talking about that. He's talking about playing walk-ons where, he's the guy with the gear who's jumping in on a game with people who are renting gear, playing for the first or second time, don't understand the competitiveness of the game. When he says, he can make a big run like that and doesn't have to worry about, a lane in his direction or something like that. But please continue.
Yeah, so getting onto a speedball field and learning how to play and learning what the difference is between, so to speak, real paintball and woods ball, in my opinion. It's an eye opener, and to say that the play is different is an understatement. Learning to read the field, learning when to move, where to point your gun, and how to react to the other team is a skill by itself. Communicating with your team is another language. It's literally learning a new language and how to describe things that you're seeing in one syllable or two syllables. That's kind of the end goal, as short as you can. And all of that put together is probably, I have to say, the most significant improvement that I've made, considering I haven't played competitive paintball since I was, I don't know, maybe 17. And putting that hat on and really sitting down and trying to understand it for the first time, it's like, wow, holy cow, there's a lot of this sport that I was like almost blind to, completely missed. And I have to say, I feel like that's my biggest improvement, just learning and seeing what's going on.
That's awesome. And to jump on the back of that, having experienced that yourself, what advice do you think you'd give to someone who, like we saw before, Sir Redacted, what advice could you give to someone like him who is young and hungry and I guess is determined to make it down the line to the point where when they're our age, and I'm going to leave Chris out of this, when he's only, seriously speaking, only 10 years from now, 10 years of playing paintball is a long time of playing paintball. You're going to learn about the sport regardless, but what extra tips can you throw someone their way to make sure that they are prepared? So when they get to our point, or even to Chris's point, or to Steve's point, playing the game for that long, and I ran out of fingers on that one, Steve.
You ran out of fingers and toes.
Yes, and toes. I got to start using everybody's on the screen. What do you think would help them? Because there's tons of information. And we got good advice before saying be a sponge, but what else can you throw their way? What do you think that they benefit from?
That was a loaded question, but I'll answer as many parts of it as I can. To be honest, YouTube is your best friend. YouTube, videos that you can watch and implement at home, practice drills that you can do in front of the mirror. If you can stand up and basically point yourself like this and teach yourself to peek and snap out of a bunker in and out of the mirror, you can manipulate that to almost an identical movement that you're putting into effect on the field. The more videos you watch, the more of an understanding you're going to gain on how the sport works and what you're supposed to be doing at your particular bunker. At the end of the day, like we were hitting on before, if we want to create, Chris, I'm sorry, but if we want to create a successful Dorito player, we're going to put him into the Dorito and put him into as many uncomfortable positions as we can, because that way when he's playing, he's going to be able to react to it comfortably. The same concept with videos. The more familiar you are with watching something happen, the more comfortable you are with implementing that into, play. And if you can visualize what you're going to do before you do it on the field, I think that's one of the biggest things that I would work on. Just practice slow, like Brad was saying. Before you walk, you can crawl. Before you run, you got to walk. So it's a faceted process. It's steps to this.
Well,
And
I got something to say. I mean,
yeah,
being in the
please,
paintball community, every time I would jump on the field when I was first starting out and get some guy with experience showing us, hey, man, try this, or, when you slide, do this, or do something like that. And, the paintball community is always giving back. I always feel like someone's trying to help someone else. And I kind of do the same thing. If I see a new guy playing and I'm like, hey, you shouldn't really do that, or, a lot of people tend to hold their markers down when they're at a bunker. And you see somebody walk off the field and be like, hey, man, make sure you always keep your marker up. You could have, get someone. So.
No, that's a very good point. And, you're talking about videos. I think the two when you're not at the field learning from someone direct, and when I say at the field, I mean like just another player who's there. The two main places that you can learn are the less accessible ones based on your budget, your location, how often they're happening is going to be clinics, which we have. What's this right here? I see too many teams practice.
That's what we've been implementing. It just
yes,
because the situations we're going to be in are 3-on-1 or 2-on-2,
getting
5-on-3,
and holding them down.
Island drills.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of stuff like that, and that's great advice, Kevin. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
yes.
absolutely.
Always.
Be humble. Absolutely. We try to remain as humble as possible, but when we get called out, it's hard not to clap back.
We're paintballers. There's no such thing as humble.
Actually, I'm
just
not on the team. These guys are always like, "Hey, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? We're good." I'm always
I know.
I'm hyping us up all the time, and they're always shooting me down.
Yeah, no, Benji, you're absolutely right. Playing uncomfortable positions, non-dominant hand. I think for the most part on the team, we've all gotten a lot of these skills down. And I tell guys, hey, on your own time at home, there's a lot of things you can do at home. Welcome back, Redacted. That will, benefit your game on the field. And learning to, sends me videos or FaceTimes me all the time. He's like, how does this breakout look? And he's like breaking out off like his windowsill. And I'm like,
silly stuff.
Yeah, just like, put a barrel condom on before you hurt yourself. But yeah, these things you could do. And when we're talking about videos, I've sent these guys videos and Marcella sent videos that they found on YouTube. Hey, check out, this video from Gregory Montalvo. Tim Montresor's got videos. Ronnie Dizan's got videos. BKI. If you're not subscribed to BKI,
yeah, you guys need to sign up. Yeah.
We're all subscribed to BKI. We're always watching those videos. Hey, did you check this out? Watch these 3 videos because we're going to be doing these exact drills at practice. And I'll know if you didn't watch the videos because when I say, all right, let's do this drill, if you're like, what does that one look like again? 10 push-ups. I know you didn't watch the video. And now we have to go ahead and explain it. And one of our explanations may not be as good as someone who plays professionally, teaches professionally, and has experience doing that. But videos are a very, very crucial thing to do. I could tell you I'm not going to say I do this at work because I'm not going to set myself up for failure, but there's a good chance that I pull over to the side of the road and watch paintball videos. Sometimes videos that teach you how to play, and other times I'm watching old Durder short bus videos, but they're always paintball. And I'm trying to, gain as much knowledge and constantly stay in that focus and that mindset that, paintball is one of our bigger priorities and we want to get better. And if I can't be at the field right now, what can I do to get better? Chris, you've been saying, how can I get faster? Right? You wanted to be faster. Like we see Marcel, and hopefully in a future Blizzard Paintball podcast episode,
we can get Marcel on
here. Oren, everyone's got a different name. Oren, otherwise, just so you guys know, we call him O because no one can pronounce his name.
It's easy.
What do you call Marcel? You call Marcel something with an
Doctor.
Spider-Man. Doc.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I call him Doctor.
His nickname.
You call him Doc. Everyone's got a different name for the guy, but the dude flies down the field. And I should post up the video because I love watching this. We played 3 games in a row at practice one weekend at a scrimmage, where Chris ran to the snake off the break, I ran to the snake off break, and Marcel ran to the snake off break. And the speed in which Marcel got there, the finesse he uses, I want to say approximately 37 seconds in which he flies through the air and gracefully lands perfectly every time is absolutely incredible. Because when I dive into the snake, sometimes it looks like a belly flop. Sometimes
we don't look as good as Marcel
gravity
does.
And friction just decide you're going to stay right here. And I don't do that part. I'm right here. And then there's a lot more crawling. So yeah, I mean, we definitely play to our advantages, and we allow the players in their positions that they're comfortable in and good at playing, teach the other guys. Right. So if I'm not regularly a Dorito player, I might ask Chris or Gabe, hey, can you help me in that position? But we try to mimic our workouts. And Chris, you can talk about that a little bit. to be similar to what you do on the field, right? We're not running marathons. We're sprinting,
Right.
right? So those, go ahead, talk about that. What that's like.
I actually recently bought a treadmill so I could start doing some HIIT cardio to help me get faster, so I can make it to the 50 a lot quicker.
Dedication.
Yeah.
What a treadmill! Just for paintball.
Exactly.
Not training for anything else.
Not just paintball only. Like I said, if we come in second, I'm not happy. We have to come in first. So,
Yeah.
I've been doing the treadmill 4 or 5 days a week, just getting in there, get a couple of
Doing
breaks.
sprints.
Yeah, just
we do like 20-second sprint, 10-second rest, 20-second sprint, something like that, or
no, I'm doing a 1 minute of walk, and then I'll do 1 minute and as fast as the treadmill could go.
Gotcha.
And then walk again, and then do another minute. Yeah.
All
just
right,
to get the heart rate.
Right now, 5 minutes, 9:20. We're gonna do the giveaway. So finish what you were saying about that. If you've ever watched,
Yes.
okay, what it looks like, a perfect explanation is if you've ever watched a cage match of WWE, it looks like I'm coming off the top rope with the people's elbow and just hitting that turf like we're trying to take a core sample of an entire 5'9" body length human, because I'm going as deep down as I can. That's what it looks like. We'll have to get a slow motion video of that for everybody. But yeah, so 9:20 is going to be the giveaway. Actually, Steve, this would probably be a good time to show everybody. While I start showing right here some of the stuff in the giveaway. We got the sweet Blizzard beanie. We got the white hyperframes for the flex, and of course the Ali remembered tech tee, which is going to be custom made with your name and your number. Will be coming very, very soon. As soon as we get that information from you, obviously we have to see who the winner is, but let's go ahead and show everybody the wheel, show them the names up on the wheel, and show them that it truly is random.
All right. I had a little thing crash, so bear with me 1 second. Keep talking, and I'm going to make her I'm gonna fix it.
I will.
So in the meantime,
come up with a segment of the show.
I got you.
And takes the lead. Go ahead. What do you got?
You want to? Let's talk about the competitions we're going to be attending. Oh, but I see the wheel. We can do it.
There
after.
we go.
Absolutely.
It took me a moment, but I got this.
So we got all the names up there, and to remind everybody, in order to get on this list, if you don't see your name, you had to follow the rules, which was follow Popular Unknown Podcast, follow Blizzard Paintball Team, follow Ali Remembered Foundation, comment a friend's name in the comments, like the post. That had to all be done on the Blizzard Paintball post itself.
Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram specifically, not on Facebook, on Instagram. So that is how these names got here. These are their Instagram names. These are not people's real names. If they were, I'd be jealous because someone's name is Paintball is Life, and that is not on my birth certificate. But on that note, let's do 3 random spins. These are just to show everybody that it truly is random results coming out. This is not the winner. So
all right, so this is the first random.
Yes. Love the sound effects.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So that was just a random. Congratulations on being random. Next one.
So next try?
Next try.
All right, so next random. Or test, I should say. Next test.
Next test. Test 2. Test 2. All right. So as you can see, different name, different results, right? Pretty cool. It's very professional.
All right. So are we going to spin this one for real or one more test? Which do you want to do?
I say we could just go real. I say we this is it.
Yeah.
This is the moment they've been waiting for.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go. Let's spin her.
Who's it going to?
Oh boy.
Oh
my God.
Just insane. Justin Sane.
Congratulations. Let me get a
insane
screenshot of that real quick so I can post it up as the winner. So that will go on the Instagram story, on a post itself. Justin Sane, I will get in contact with you via Instagram. Congratulations, you just won yourself what you were going for, the Blizzard beanie, the Ali Remember Tech Tee, and we'll throw in these frames, which you don't actually care about. So congratulations on that win, Justin Sane. That's awesome. Shout out Justin Sane. Go ahead and check him out on Instagram.
Shout out.
Some random dude who is going to be posting a pic of these real soon. Probably a wicked build he'll put up there.
I'm excited for that
Chris,
build.
continue to talk about that a little bit more. Anything else you've been doing besides sprints?
Well, because of COVID, I haven't been going to the gym, so I've been doing a lot of stuff in house, sprinting, a lot of calisthenics, push-ups, trying to do air squats. Just strengthen the core and the lower body. So
You didn't lose me. I'm here. I'm just had to pick my nose.
Well, that was the right thing to do, to go off camera to do that. So much props to that. I actually got myself a workout of day generator. There's so many different workouts you could do, and it can be intimidating to people who, don't really know what they should be doing. So real easy. This workout of day generator app. Let me see if I lower the brightness, if it'll show better. There you go. A little bit better.
Don't worry, the Betty Hill beef starts playing when I attempt to dive.
That's awesome. But yeah, I just hit start workout. You can do it. It's all high intensity, though you set it up for how you want. So you can set up the high intensity. If you have any equipment, you can list what equipment you have, and it'll give you workouts based off of that. If you have like a jump rope, or if you have a set of dumbbells at home, anything like that, or you just have body weight, and you could program it accordingly, just like that. And then,
who do you think is your biggest competitor in TSXL? Nobody.
if one existed, I'd have to say.
It's a difficult question.
All right, we can definitely let's just make this quick. Let's make this quick. Let's make this easy. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
I wonder who Tommy Moskowitz could be.
I don't know.
Oh, what does your jersey say on the back of it?
It's maybe Moskowitz. Nah.
That's not happening.
My father. Yeah.
No beard is getting shaved from. It's mandatory on the team to have a beard.
Hold on, John. Which one of us are you talking about?
I would guess my beard, because right now I'm looking a little scary, a little dangerous,
little terrorist.
Actually, tomorrow I'll probably get it shaped up, so I'm looking fresh. But all right, let's talk seriously about biggest competitors. Right off the bat, like we said, we love low gravity, not a competition. That'll be an easy win for us.
Gator Gang, it's got to be.
Gator Gang is gonna. I think Gator Gang will put up a good fight. I think Wolves will put up a good fight. I think Ballers Inc. is one of those teams that we
Tropical Thunder or Tropic Thunder
is going to be.
Yeah, they're pretty decent.
Well, let's see who else is signed up. Let's get the. I should have the PBLI over here. So
John, John wants you to shave.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Good luck, John.
This is actually a good luck charm. I don't think I can
bro.
shave. I think it brings out a good luck charm. So here we got the
Brings
TSXL
bounces.
D5 list. Okay, so we said Ballers Inc. Not gonna have to worry about them. Bronx Legends. Bronx Legends. Shout out Bronx Legends. Actually, I love the dudes. Good people. Not going to be a competition for us. Nothing we have to worry about. Long Island Hurricanes.
I don't know who they are.
No, don't know who they are. Obviously, it's not very concerning to us. Let's see who else we got here. New York Narwhals. I believe the Narwhals are also from Long Island. I don't know much about them. All I know is it's probably going to be buzzer goes off, and within 30 seconds, buzzer time stops, and we got that win. So not too worried about them. PL Pirates. Actually, I think they're going to be a good competition.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Pirates are good. Pirates are
actually, PL Pirates was the team that beat us.
Yeah, they were the team that beat us in that tournament.
The only team that beat us in that tournament.
In prelims. Yes. They were the only one. So shout out PL Pirates. Much respect to you guys.
We're coming for you.
A good fight. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a win for you guys, but I appreciate you signing up. Without you guys entering the competition, we wouldn't get to brag about how many teams would be and leave home, go home with that cash prize and that first place trophy. So thanks for signing up for the tournament, guys.
We're still going to win.
Sinmob, I believe Sinmob, I could be totally wrong, but I believe they're a new team. There's not much about them. I like to do my research on teams, see what I could find and bring to the rest of Blizzard. So we have a little information on who we're going up against, what they look like, etc. And I believe Sinmob is a newer team. Interesting here. So there's actually 2 teams listed here. Yeah, John,
we got to be confident. Come on. You can't go in there hoping that you're not going to do anything. First place has got to be on your mind.
John, you know
Absolutely.
yourself. There's a difference between competition and competition.
And I'm going to say this in John's own words. If you watch his podcast, he said this on the last episode. Flat out.
We look forward to Sunday, okay? We definitely look forward to this Sunday.
John, I'll say that in a second, but in your own words, we don't enter a competition unless we expect to win. That's John's words right there. And now he knows I listen to his podcast. He'll probably get all giddy. But that's truthfully how it is. We entered D4 LLP's tournament for fun because D5 was too easy. So, yeah, we're D5 ranked team. We'll all have that ranking. And we should be very quickly out of D5 and on to the next true competition. But this weekend at practice, I don't know. I heard rumors Overshot Factory team is going to be there. They might give us some good competition. And Carter, if you're watching this, you're not the competition I'm talking about. We're not worried about you, Carter. Shout out Carter, who is their snake player, but will quickly be wiped off the field when we start the game. So not too worried about that. Yeah, like I said, Wolves are putting up a team. Villains are putting up a team. Oh, Villains actually did not make it. The division filled up. So there's no room left for them. And Thrill is the other team. I don't know much about Thrill. I could probably click on their team history and see what they're all about. But yeah, not much about them. Not worried. So yeah, that's for TSXL. NXL, it's hard to say. When you play local events, and I think you guys would probably agree with this, you see the teams that are entering because they're local teams. If they're not at your home field, they're at a neighboring field. They've played in other local events. You've heard other teams talk about them. Nationals is a whole different world. You never know who's going to show up to Nationals. So like when we went down to Florida for Cup, some of these teams we never heard of, and we're like, are they going to be good? Or they like, we don't really have anything to work off of. Like Murder Goons, for example. You guys remember that team?
Yes,
they were like staged in the pit right next to us. And we were like, who are these guys? And I think they at least made it to Sunday from what I remember.
Yeah, they did make Sunday.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
So like that right there is already, that's impressive. And I believe they're one of the, they're actually, I think, a 10-man team in Iron City Classic. And what's so cool about Iron City Classic is like, it doesn't matter what your ranking is in like the X-Ball world. Because when you go to Iron City Classic, every 10-man team has the opportunity, or I shouldn't say the opportunity, but the potential, the potential to John can't make it, huh? Oh, next time, John, next time, has the potential to play each other. So like it's Murder Goons played D5 against us, and there's a good chance they could go up against Dynasty, who's listed to play, the Iron City Classic 10-man. That's pretty wild. Could you guys imagine, like, you step on the field and all of a sudden on the other end of it, you got Dynasty lining up?
That's crazy.
Pretty scary.
I would love it. Let's do
it's
it.
a good competition, especially if you come out with a W. I mean, it's something to talk about to your grandkids.
Forever. I would quit.
You know what?
And immediately start a school.
Do you want to hear? An interesting story about the Iron City Classic that
Absolutely.
revolves me? So I was talking to Tim Montresor quite a bit, right before his passing, because I had him on the show for the Airgun Designs Auto Mags and how Auto Mags are legal to be used in mechanical events, despite like with regards to the RT triggers and et cetera, et cetera. So I was talking to him about that, and I was talking about some other things, and I got invited to the Iron City Classic. And I told him that despite all the time that I've played, I've never actually played 10-man tournaments, like ever. Like up here in Toronto, 5-man is the thing. And it's just because it's hard to get that many people. And so 5-man tournaments is just I'm just a 5-man player. I wanted to play 10-man, but just wasn't in the cards for me. And he goes, I'm not having any of that. I'm putting you on a team when you come up, because I was supposed to play with Team Fox out of Chicago. And he goes, I'm putting you on a team and I'm not telling you who. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
all right. And unfortunately, he passed away a few days later, which sucks. So if you haven't noticed now, I'm a very big fan of his mom. His mom and I are chat quite a bit. And she says, yeah, I was going through his stuff and I can tell you what team he was going to put you on. And I said, okay. And if you want to double back, when I do an interview with Jen Montrester, she actually tells the story on a previous podcast. So I'm not making it up. I have video evidence that she said this. But yeah, he had secured me an alternate spot on the Philadelphia All-Americans. So I was going to suit up with the Americans, 10-man
Also
ICC. But unfortunately, it got canceled because of COVID and his passing and so
right.
what never happened.
That is incredible, though.
yeah, that's awesome.
That's at least an awesome memory to have of, an awesome man.
So
that's really cool.
Border permitting, I will be at ICC this year. I have Fox says that they really want me on the team, and so I'll happily play 5-man and rock that mag right there, because
badass.
Like Team Fox
That's
is the
awesome.
only Airgun Designs sponsored team that is out there in existence. And yeah, just I'm an autococker guy, but let's be honest, if you got a chance to play with the classic Airgun Designs team, and Team Fox has a whole lot of heritage, because they were the feeder team for Team Swarm back in the day. And I don't even think you guys are freaking old enough. Bunch of punks. Anyway, Swarm was just awesome. And yeah, so they're bringing that back up.
That's really cool.
That sounds
nice.
Interesting.
I actually I don't know. I love the sounds autocockers make, but for me to actually play with one after, I guess, the technology we get to play with now, it would seem just like, why is this heavy? And why is there something that's almost hitting me in the face? Like the feeling of it just seems so odd compared to, I do mean from a speedball, like playing with it on a speedball field, like watching those guys, how they used to play. And a great documentary it was about Planet Eclipse, and it talked about all the guys were playing with autocockers, and then the E-frame came out and everybody had to drill holes themselves for eyes. And if you had that, you dominated. And then all of a sudden the Ego came out, and first off, the name that they chose, for that gun, said a lot about what they thought about their products. And, I watched those videos of guys playing with autocockers on the speedball field back in the day, and it seems like it's such a big piece of hardware to run around with. I couldn't even imagine people who got to play with that and then move on probably got to truly appreciate where technology has gone versus guys like us. I could definitely talk about myself. When I started playing, I had an E-Tech when I started playing, right? And now I shoot a Geo. Not much has changed. Sure, the inner technology has changed. Macro lines disappeared. Things have become more efficient. But I mean, I haven't personally noticed such a big weight difference in the marker itself. Maybe the tanks have gotten a little bit lighter, but truly what happened where people used to rock drop forward ASAs and
man, that's back in the day.
Tanks, and like I said, you have all these moving parts. It's a lot. So, yeah, someone just said, yo, what's up, man? Random Facebook user. I got to say, once again, Steve, we appreciate you having us on here.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much, Steve.
And people enjoyed watching this show. We'd love to come back on again and joke around with you.
Well, yeah,
if you have us.
I just so you guys know, there's a private chat, and I just wanted to I just reminded these guys we've been going for an hour and a half, and our viewers are doing this, and it's not that every guys isn't great. It's just, I mean, people, when they tune into a show like this, they only tune in for so long, and then after that, you just start good. So you guys don't have to jump off. It's is there anything you want to catch? Is there any shout outs you want to do? I'm not kicking you guys off. I'm just letting you guys know. I mean, we can go as long as you want, but having done this for a couple of years now, I'm telling you guys, it's getting to that point where you need to just let your friends go eat dinner, go to the bathroom, go kiss their wives or girlfriends or dogs or whatever the case may be. They may not be mutually exclusive. Who knows?
Yeah. Anything you want to say, Chris?
Just a shout out to all our
What's up, random Facebook user?
sponsors. Just want to say
Carter
thank you.
Graff.
Oh, it's Carter? Yo, Carter, what's up, bro? If you missed it before, I was trash talking your snake game, but we'll see this game how you do. For the record, Carter is. I'll say this first. I love the kid. We were just at the combine together in Boston, and he actually did awesome there. Like he is a good paintball player, because I got to give him respect where respect is due. I wish when I was his age I was as good as he is, but not to get to his head. I'm still gonna shoot him out. But yeah, what's up, Carter? How's it going, man? Chris, continue. I'm sorry.
I just want to give a shout out to all our sponsors and being able to be part of Alley Remember, which is a great foundation. Great things.
Yeah, no, it's true. Without the sponsors, without Andy, without Alley Remembered, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Right.
D5 120.
Yeah, and all the support that they give us is, great.
Incredible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Great organization.
Probably. I was going to say that has to be probably the best closing note, thanking our founding sponsor, if we can call him that, Andy himself, to say thank you for
Yes.
He's literally the man that essentially helped start the Blizzard, and to say thank you is an understatement, So to bring up Ali as a closing sentiment, I think that's a beautiful place to leave this off to.
Very well said. I would leave it at that. You guys covered it. Again, thanks for having us, Steve.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Steve, thank you very much for that way. Thank you very much for having us.
I got to be honest with you guys. This was an absolute pleasure. I was happy to do it. I mean, I barely had to do anything. This has been one of the best podcasts for me, just because you guys are entertaining. I would have been watching you anyway. All I do is click buttons here and there just to make you guys look cooler than you are. And it's just been fun. So no thanks to me needed. Thank you guys. Like I'm glad to have had you on, and yeah, this has just been absolute blast for me.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back, let's say mid-season after we have all those wins under our belt.
Yeah, there you go. Some gold to show off. Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to start kicking you all, or I'm just going to hit the end of the broadcast. So on behalf of everybody, Team Blizzard and the Popular Unknown Paintball Podcast.
Finish with that picture.
Can I what?
Can you finish with that picture of us? Is that
I can, but it says it starts at 8. It says, so it's like the beginning. It's not an end. But let me just, why don't I just show everybody the picture you're talking about? So I did something special today, something different I was trying, and I created this Team Blizzard picture for them so that people would hang around for a few minutes and we could just sort of earn a little hype. So that's what I did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Much appreciated again, Steve. Thanks.
Oh, hey. Anyway, so all right, everybody, I am going to shut this down. You guys all hang around a bit for a second. Don't go anywhere. And to everybody out there watching, play with passion and keep your paint dry.